mean, the Remba house is very dear to my heart because that's the first house I stepped into when we came to Malaya. It has got a wonderful history and progression. We saw it happen one by one. It's a double-story house, wooden structure, brown in color, and very wide and airy, and makes it very helpful for anybody to go into a dreamland. It has been a house which many people have visited, relatives and friends, and even strangers, one by one, to say, when we reached here, my father came to Sraman and took us to Rambau house. I say my father because that was the first time. I was the age of 4, and we were traveling with a family who had one son, and they were also Bengalis. And my father was a medical doctor who studied in India, and this friend of my father was also from the same college. So when we planned to bring us down to Malaya, my father approached Uncle Chowdhury. So to talk about the bungalow which was there, as I said, there were so many things to think about. As it was by the main road, side of the main road from Penang to Singapore, it was a very, very busy road, but not that jam of a traffic, but lots of vehicles passing up and down. Even friends and strangers who on your journey from their homes to Strabane or Kuala Lumpur or something, when they reached the house, they stopped there to have a chat and also take a good rest, because they were not the splashy cars as you see now. And then we had the most wonderful surprise was during and after the World War II, when soldiers from each side got attracted by the big beautiful house by the roadside, and so they used to stop, some from curiosity, some to have a break in their journey. So, and it was from both sides. When the war was on, the Japanese soldiers used to come in that way. And when the war was just over, the British soldiers and the Indian soldiers, their army, stopped. And when they knew that we were Bengalis, there was greater interest from people to come during weekends. So that, and my mother was very happy to cook and serve a homely meal. And even others, as I said, friends stopped by and took a time off to converse with my parents. It was also very picturesque because my father was very interested in floral plants and greenery. There were plants all over where there was place. The building was on its own, just a short few steps from the main road to the road which was leading to the house. And during the time, even like friends came over, they would spend weekends with us, and they bring children along, You will have a happy time running up and down the steps, counting the number of steps and such things as children would do. Then we had, as I said, all whatever information and all that. We only had a telephone to use, but it was not extended to many remote areas. It was between small places. And that house, we from one in the family, with my brother and I, sister and I, we were 5 in the family. So the family grew and the works grew, and uh, all things moved on the progressive line. For education, early I was put into a boarding school, boarding house, which we did not appreciate very much. So then started the trips by the bus, in the bus, from the house to the school. It worked quite well for a while only, because going in up and down in the bus was a very hazardous thing. We had to look ourselves, after ourselves, and be very careful so that no accidents take place. Then to say further, when relatives or friends came, they enjoyed, because though most of the Bengalis who came here, they were working in the plantation areas. And for them to meet people was not an easy task. So they had choice places, and arrangements were made to come and go. When school holidays were on, friends came over, and there was plenty of social work to be done, which helped to get into people's area of knowing what each one has come here for. So the house had rooms upstairs for what you call for the family, and the rooms below would belong to the estate company. That was the Rambau Jalai rubber company. And each place they had the office where my father worked, and the clinic. Then they had beds for about 50, 60 patients. At the distance, the building was there, and for the isolation ward, it was further away, and there was so much of work to be done. It was a rubber plantation, but the hospital would take 8 or 9 patients from the estates to treat them. I suppose they had a visiting doctor, a Welsh doctor man, who came round every week, once a week, to check on his medical work, which was being carried on by my father.